Before I begin, to my longtime listeners who are very quiet, I highly appreciate you noticing things and contacting me when you feel it's pertinent. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this existence you may or may not happen to be. Welcome once more to another live stream of IRL News Time Live, audio only edition. I'm your hostess, Alexandra, with an observation, a commentary, and an observation that was brought to my attention by a very long time viewer and listener of this channel who's been a carryover from my days in the entertainment industry. And ironically, a carryover from my days even before I was in the entertainment industry. A lot of you don't know about my life before I entered the entertainment industry, but many of you are about to learn. Someone brought up a very interesting point to me tonight, and I think it's something that we are going to focus incredibly heavily on. We're going to recap this person, do commentary on them, deep dives. Someone known as New York Dad. The last time I heard that alias, New York Dad, was when Italian Guy TV approached me in regards to Big Trolla, aka Big T, aka Controlla, who I feel I've come to an understanding with, have made peace with, have apologized to. I had a lot of things wrong. I think initially my assessment of hers was right, but then I let a very self-centered man from the Spokane, Washington area, known as Skelly, turn me on her. And he did so on behalf of a female friend of his at the time who also has made peace with Controlla or Big Trolla, a woman known as Trishalicious. Then I moved away from the situation, but people have constantly tried to put batteries in my back or provoke me to go against her. But in my core, I've always felt that there was something about Big Trolla that is very good, very valid. I think she tries very hard and she does accomplish her goals. I think in her core, she's a very good person, but she's strong. She's very strong in spirit. I think sometimes there have been people in her life who have made her feel very bad. People who should never have made her feel bad. And she shouldn't feel bad about what anyone, even her closest relatives, have said to her in the past because they were not in their right mind. And another thing I'll say is sometimes when you have a father that maybe you don't know, but who's known as a badass who the world has tried to demonize, you need to take that part of your father who was a badass, encompass it, and look at it as a gift, because Big Trolla is a badass. And that's why certain people have tried to take her down over the years. And there's a multitude of reasons on a multitude of levels as to why. And she still is very young. She's younger than many of you think she is. She has a lot of room to grow, and she's doing a very good job with where she is right now. But someone brought something to my attention tonight, and I don't know why I didn't know. I knew about this, but I didn't focus on it. For some reason, I didn't connect certain things in my mind. But that's why I really appreciate some of you out there who listen to me for the right reasons. Thank you to those of you who have been the longtime viewers, longtime listeners who quietly listen to me for the right reasons, because sometimes I do need your help. And you helped me tonight. And it's ironic. It's actually not ironic. It's not even coincidental. I think it's divine intervention. Tonight, Big Trolla inadvertently helped me tremendously when it comes to a legal matter by bringing attention to some audio from someone who's been lying on me that I never would have heard if she wasn't as diligent and consistent with her coverage of a certain person. So Big Trolla helped me tonight, but now here's my chance to pay it forward. But we're not just stopping tonight with paying it forward. I might not ever stop, actually, because if there's one thing that I don't like, if there's one thing I really hate, and I will use the term hate, it's a strong word, but it's applicable. It's very applicable in this particular circumstance. I hate males who are okay with old nasty men who target minor age girls specifically for sexual purposes. That's what I hate. I hate rapists, real rapists. I'm not talking about people who, in an intoxicated state, say things they shouldn't say on the internet in the heat of the moment, and they can't come up with anything else. I'm talking about real rapists who are such rapists that they rape their own daughters in effort to groom them, to sell them to their friends later because they never loved their daughters. Those of you who can't stay on topic, you don't belong here. I hate the groomers of minor age girls because you see, when I was in the entertainment industry, I saw the real after effect of how evil such men are. I've seen young women, barely 18, who found their way into the adult industry, who aren't sure why they're there, who aren't sure why some of the most gruesome of sexual acts has been normalized to them, who aren't sure why they don't feel like mainstream regular women. They don't understand why they feel so worthless. They don't understand why they feel that their purpose is to serve men. I've gotten to know a lot of young girls like that. And generally, when they're that young, going into sex work, you want to know why it happens? Because they had a father who essentially gave them over to their friend when they were only minors. In other words, there are, unfortunately, a lot of young girls out there whose fathers are essentially pimps, especially within the Latino and Hispanic communities within the United States of America. Would you like to know why, unfortunately, there's a stereotype of Latino or Latinas, Latin girls and Hispanic girls being quote unquote fast? Because they get raped by their daddies. That's why. It's an unfortunate truth. Look at the demographics. Google it. Talk to the AI. You know, maybe as we begin our deep dive into NYdad, we can ask the AI a few questions about Latin and Hispanic households and the grooming of teen girls. But here's what was brought to my attention. And it should have been something that was discussed a long time ago. when I really think about it. Why is it that New York Dad provoked and created a legal situation to where he felt he could, quote unquote, take down Big Trolla? He basically entrapped her. Now, did she make decisions on her own? Yes, she shouldn't have chosen to do what she did. But why would he be so frightened of Big Trolla, a mother of a daughter, a minor age daughter, by the way, but not be afraid of or have an issue with the male who's outlined on rumoredpedo.com, who's been proven to have groomed specifically for sexual purposes a minor aged girl? Because the moment that she was 18, meaning the minor aged girl I'm referring to, the male on rumoredpedo.com, he did fuck her. He basically fucked a child. Because I'll tell you this, if I had an 18-year-old daughter, and I don't have any children, which is why I am a very tough person to contend with. I'm a 46-year-old woman with no children, but who has decided that she's going to protect children, especially daughters. The question would be, why would you be friends and just chuck and jive and laugh it up with an actual proven ephebophile, yet you have an issue with Big Trolla? Really? New York Dad? Really? How much are you selling your daughter for? That's my question. Did the male on rumoredpedo.com already offer you a dollar amount for her? Just a question. Have you already sold her? Just a question. Because no sane father on this planet in the United States of America who loves his daughter would be friendly with a proven ephebophile who has been proven to have targeted and groomed a minor aged girl from the age of 16 specifically for sexual purposes almost the day she turned 18. New York Dad, you're a fraud, aren't you? And it's weird I didn't catch this, isn't it? It's very strange I didn't catch it. But I've caught it now. And I think that this is just going to be something that I talk about at great length. We're going to analyze your body language, New York Dad. We're going to analyze your speech. We're going to analyze everything that we can find video footage in regards to you of. And we're just going to ask and pose questions. Why you down with an ephebophile? Why? Because you like his shiny sneakers? Is that why? Or is it that you like to fuck children too? Do you like going to third world countries to fuck children, New York Dad? I'm just asking. Just asking. A lot of guys like you do. Most of the higgas do. That's why you like to go to the third world countries where the age of consent is lower. You like to fuck the little girls. You're little girl fuckers. That's what you are. And that's what you're going to be known as. That's all I really want to say. It's weird how a lot of you didn't say anything about this earlier, isn't it? Is it because a lot of you are child fuckers? That's what we do call you. Child fuckers, because you are. You're worried about the website, rumorpedo.com. Now there's going to be a lot more that you're going to worry about. And if you do want to hunt me down and find me, feel free. I'm easy to find. Very easy to find. Here's a little thing for you to think about. Imagine males within my family. Think about what they might, I don't know, look like, walk like, act like, talk like. Now, I'm female the way I am. Imagine what a male just like me would be like. For a female, I'm tall. Most men in my family 6'2" and old and over. You're not going to see us coming at night. We're very dark. We all tend to be athletic. We all have zero criminal history. And we all hate the same thing. Child fuckers. I guess a lot of the little minor aged white girls think that a lot of you dark-skinned Latino guys who are sneakerheads are so urban and so cool and so ethnic. Y'all ain't nothing but fat-ass cotton balls compared to what I am and what I come from. And that is who is going to be knocking on your door. And sometimes they do tend to be law enforcement and FBI. Have fun with that, child fuckers.